1. Biological and chemical factors. Love is often described as a feeling, but beneath that sensation lies a complex interplay of neurochemistry. When people fall in love, their brains release a surge of chemicals that create feelings of excitement, pleasure, and attachment. Dopamine, often called the pleasure molecule, plays a central role in reinforcing rewarding behaviors, making the presence of a loved one feel intoxicating. Oxytocin, sometimes referred to as the cuddle hormone, fosters intimacy and trust, especially during moments of closeness such as hugging, kissing, or sexual activity. Vasopressin is another hormone associated with long-term commitment and pair bonding. Serotonin levels, interestingly, tend to drop during the early stages of love, which may explain why new lovers often think obsessively about each other. This chemical cocktail creates a unique state in which love can feel addictive, driving individuals to seek more contact with their partner. From a psychological perspective, this neurochemical response reinforces bonding and ensures that individuals remain motivated to nurture their relationship. Falling in love, then, is not just an abstract emotional experience, but also a measurable biological process designed to sustain attachment. These processes explain why love can feel euphoric, destabilizing, and all-consuming at the same time. 2. Evolutionary perspective. From an evolutionary standpoint, falling in love has adaptive advantages. Love is not merely about fleeting attraction, but about promoting long-term survival and reproductive success. In early human history, raising offspring required cooperation and mutual support. Love encouraged pair bonding between partners, ensuring that children receive protection, resources, and teaching. This increased their chances of survival. Moreover, falling in love with one partner encouraged sexual exclusivity, reducing the risks of spreading diseases or fragmenting resources. Romantic attachment also motivated individuals to prioritize their partner's well-being, leading to cooperative behaviors that benefited both partners and their kin. Evolutionary psychologists suggest that traits commonly associated with attraction, such as physical health, fertility signals, or social competence, serve as markers of good genes and survival potential. For example, facial symmetry or physical fitness may unconsciously signal genetic quality. Meanwhile, emotional intelligence, kindness, and resourcefulness suggest good parental capabilities. Love, in this context, becomes more than a personal choice. It is a deeply ingrained strategy embedded in human biology to ensure species continuity. While the forms of love may vary across cultures and time periods, the evolutionary foundation remains constant. Humans are wired to seek emotional and physical bonds that optimize survival and reproduction. This is why, despite cultural differences, themes of love, devotion, and pair bonding appear universally in myths, stories, and traditions across human societies. 3. Psychological theories of attraction. Psychologists have long studied why certain individuals become romantically appealing to us. Several key theories explain the dynamics of attraction. One of the most influential is the similarity attraction hypothesis, which suggests that people are drawn to others who share their values, interests, and backgrounds. Shared experiences and worldviews reduce conflict and increase the likelihood of compatibility. Proximity also plays a critical role. Individuals are more likely to fall in love with those they encounter frequently in daily life, whether at school, work, or social environments. This is partly due to the mere exposure effect, which states that repeated exposure to someone increases liking. Reciprocity is another powerful factor. Knowing that someone likes or values us can make us more attracted to them in return, as it validates our self-worth. Finally, physical attractiveness often acts as an initial gateway. While beauty standards vary across cultures, evolutionary psychology suggests that certain traits, such as clear skin, symmetry, and youthful features, may signal health and fertility. Importantly, Attraction is not determined by one factor alone, but by an interplay of these variables. For example, someone may initially be noticed for their appearance, but later become more appealing due to shared humor or emotional support. These theories highlight that love is not purely random, but influenced by consistent psychological patterns. Understanding these dynamics helps explain why we feel an instant spark with some individuals but not with others, even in similar circumstances. 4. Attachment styles. Attachment theory, first developed by John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth, provides powerful insights into how people fall in love and form relationships. According to this theory, the emotional bonds we form in childhood with caregivers shape our expectations of love in adulthood. A secure attachment style develops when caregivers are responsive and consistent, leading individuals to feel worthy of love and comfortable with closeness. These adults typically form stable and trusting romantic relationships. In contrast, an anxious attachment style may develop when caregivers are inconsistent. Adults with this style often crave closeness but fear abandonment, leading to intense but sometimes unstable romances. On the other hand, an avoidant attachment style often arises from emotionally distant caregiving, resulting in adults who value independence but struggle with intimacy. Lastly, some individuals may exhibit a disorganized attachment style, characterized by ambivalence and difficulty navigating trust, often stemming from traumatic or neglectful early experiences. Falling in love is, therefore, not simply about chemistry or attraction. It is also about how individuals approach intimacy, vulnerability, and dependence. Attachment styles influence how partners communicate, resolve conflict, and sustain passion. For instance, a securely attached person may navigate challenges with empathy, while an avoidant partner may withdraw. Understanding these dynamics allows individuals to recognize patterns in their romantic lives and potentially heal from past wounds. This perspective emphasizes that love is both a continuation of early relational experiences and an opportunity for growth and healing in adulthood. 5. Cultural and social influences. Love does not occur in a vacuum. It is shaped by cultural and social contexts. Societies define what love should look like, how it should be expressed, and even who is considered an appropriate partner. In Western cultures, romantic love is often idealized as the foundation of marriage and long-term commitment. Films, music, and literature reinforce the notion that true love is passionate, spontaneous, and destined. In contrast, in many Eastern or collectivist cultures, practical considerations such as family approval, social class, or long-term stability may play a stronger role than individual feelings. For example, arranged marriages, which are still common in parts of South Asia, often prioritize compatibility in values, traditions, and resources over immediate attraction. Interestingly, research shows that these marriages can be just as successful, if not more, than purely love-based unions, suggesting that commitment and shared goals also sustain love. Social influences extend beyond culture to peer groups, religion, and media portrayals. Friends and family often act as gatekeepers in relationships, subtly encouraging or discouraging bonds. Media, meanwhile, sets unrealistic standards by portraying love as effortless and eternal, leading some to feel disappointed when reality falls short. These cultural narratives shape not only how people experience love, but also how they interpret heartbreak and commitment. Ultimately, falling in love is both a personal experience and a socially conditioned one, meaning that while the feelings are deeply real, the way they are expressed is often guided by cultural scripts. 6. Unconscious and psychological needs. Another dimension of falling in love lies in the unconscious mind and the psychological needs it seeks to fulfill. Love often functions as a mirror, reflecting our deepest desires and vulnerabilities. According to psychoanalytic perspectives, individuals may be drawn to partners who embody qualities they admire, aspire to develop, or unconsciously lack. For example, a shy person may feel captivated by someone outgoing, unconsciously hoping to balance their own personality. Similarly, unresolved childhood dynamics can influence attraction. Individuals sometimes gravitate toward partners who remind them of their parents, repeating familiar relational patterns. Beyond these unconscious processes, love fulfills universal psychological needs. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs positions love and belonging right after basic survival and safety needs, underscoring its fundamental importance. Falling in love satisfies the need for intimacy, companionship, and validation. It can also enhance self-esteem, as being loved affirms one's worth. Psychologists also highlight the concept of the self-expansion theory, which suggests that relationships allow individuals to grow by integrating aspects of their partner's identity, new interests, skills, or perspectives. Love, therefore, becomes a pathway to self-development. However, this psychological pull can also make love challenging. When needs go unmet, people may experience insecurity, jealousy, or codependency. In essence, falling in love is not merely about finding someone attractive. It is about fulfilling psychological gaps, whether conscious or unconscious. Recognizing this helps explain why love feels both deeply personal and, at times, beyond our rational control. 7. Timing and readiness. One often overlooked factor in falling in love is timing. Even if two people are compatible in personality and attraction, love may not develop unless both are emotionally and situationally ready. Timing shapes openness to connection. For example, someone recovering from heartbreak may be less receptive to new love, while another who feels secure in their life may be more open to intimacy. Psychologists emphasize the role of readiness in determining whether attraction evolves into lasting love. Readiness includes emotional maturity, self-awareness, and the capacity to commit. Research suggests that individuals who feel stable in their personal identity are more likely to engage in healthy relationships than those who seek love to fix internal voids. External circumstances also matter. Life transitions such as starting college, moving cities, or beginning a new job can either facilitate or hinder love. Being in the right place at the right time increases the chances of meeting someone with shared goals. Social timing also intersects with cultural expectations. Some societies pressure individuals to marry by a certain age, influencing when people actively pursue love. This concept of right person, right time resonates with many lived experiences, as people often recall relationships that failed not due to lack of compatibility, but because of life circumstances. Ultimately, timing reminds us that falling in love is not solely about chemistry or fate. It is also about readiness, alignment of goals, and life stage. Without these conditions, even strong attraction may not blossom into enduring love. 8. Conclusion. The multifaceted nature of love. Falling in love is one of the most profound and universal experiences, yet it is also among the most complex. Psychology reveals that love is not governed by a single factor, but by a tapestry of influences: biological, evolutionary, psychological, and cultural. The brain's chemical responses create the intense emotions associated with attraction, while evolutionary history explains why humans are predisposed to form bonds. Psychological theories highlight the importance of similarity, proximity, and reciprocity in shaping attraction, while attachment styles reveal how early experiences with caregivers continue to affect romantic connections. Social and cultural frameworks provide the scripts through which love is understood and expressed, reminding us that love is both deeply personal and socially constructed. Meanwhile, unconscious needs and psychological fulfillment explain why love feels so powerful, as it often resonates with our innermost desires for belonging and growth. Finally, timing demonstrates that love is as much about circumstance and readiness as it is about attraction. Together, These perspectives paint a holistic picture. We fall in love not just because of fate or chance, but because of a convergence of biological drives, psychological needs, and social contexts. Understanding this complexity does not diminish the magic of love, but deepens our appreciation for its power. Love remains both a universal human experience and a deeply individual journey, shaped by forces within and beyond our control.